Hey guys, Troy here. This video is all about muting. Had a great question on YouTube after posting a video titled "Want Better Tone? Stop Playing All the Strings." And the question was essentially, hey, how do I mute the rest of them? That's a great question, so we're going to get into that. But before we get too far, this whole video is for members of Guitar for His Glory. You can head to GuitarforHISGLORY.com to become a member. If you're watching this as a member, thank you so much for your support. Got a lot of great stuff coming your way. But if you're not a member, this will be kind of a preview of the video. So hopefully it doesn't take you by surprise when it stops here in about 3-4 minutes or so. So in worship, we're playing these inversion chords that are 2-3 strings sometimes, dyads, triads. Sometimes we're playing, say, the G and B string with a root note on the A string, but we want none of the other strings to ring. But we want to be able to play the whole guitar. We don't just want to have to concentrate on these 3 strings. That would require hybrid picking. You can't strum. You can't really get into the music when you're doing that. So the idea here is, how do we play the whole guitar, all the strings, or at least kind of like abandon the idea of being careful and just play so we can worship and not concentrate so hard on what strings we're playing? How do we do that without too much string noise? And I kind of have developed this technique from a young age, copying Stevie Ray Vaughan. His technique is essentially play the whole guitar, but only 2 or 3 strings you actually hear, maybe 1 sometimes. Pretty cool technique, and it actually, I'm not surprised because the Lord tends to shape you and use you how He wants to, if you haven't noticed that. And this technique is incredibly useful in worship music. So if you want to learn more, continue watching. Here we go. Muting is mostly about this hand, your left hand. Not so much about this hand, more about this hand. So the way this works is we're going to use our fingers in the left hand, the way we bend them and move them, to make sure certain strings don't ring out. So you don't have an A minor 7 that's supposed to sound like this, sound like this. So let's look at that A minor 7. Playing an A note, playing a G note, and we are playing a C note. Those are the notes we want to ring out. We want nothing to do with a low E, nothing to do with the D, and nothing to do with the high E. And we can't obviously grab them with our right hand while we're playing, because we want to be able to play all the strings. Because strumming like this is a lot more fun than strumming like this. Sounds a lot better. So what we're doing here is using the top of our middle finger to mute the low E. So we have this. See that there? We are using the underside of our middle finger to mute the D string. So now we have we want the B string and the G string, so those are staying. And then